me personally, I just had a woman ask me this yesterday because she said, "Mom, my daughter's about to do sex ed in school. Should I be in the class? Should I let her do it?" And I said, I would not. I taught my kids what I felt they needed to know about that. I do want them to know how their body works, and I want them to understand biology, but I was able to teach it to them in a way that didn't include how to insert things into your anus, or, what happens when two daddies have sex or things like that, because that's not the stuff that I want a 9-year-old learning, if that makes sense. So that's another big benefit to homeschooling, is you have the control over that. And I know a lot of progressives will be like, "Oh, you're trying to teach, you're not teaching kids what they need to know to be safe." And it's like, you can do that and do that in a way that's age appropriate as those situations come along.
And your kids too. Yeah. And that's the thing. Like, I have 2 sisters, right? I mean, well, I have more than that, but I'm thinking of 2 of my sisters. One sister would have needed a sex talk a lot earlier than my other sister, because my other sister, like, have you ever met an 18-year-old that mentally is like 14, 15? Like, she's just a naive, like, kid. The other one wasn't. And so it's like, your kids and like when they need that. And they don't talk about preserving the innocence. I'm so glad, like, my mom preserved my innocence as long as she did. You know what they think that kids need to know about all the craziness that's going on in the world. Why does a kid need to know that? Like, you shouldn't even really know what sex is. And in this idea that, like, if you don't know what sex is, that you're going to go out and do it. It's like, why would you do it if you don't know what it is? Like,
you wouldn't. And part of the agenda for why they want to push sex ed earlier and earlier and teach crazier and crazier things is because the research does show that human sexuality is very plastic. It's very malleable. So if you insert these ideas into kids' brains when they're very young, they find it more acceptable. And things like pornography consumption, the average child now first finds porn on their phone or tablet at around age 11. Kids are being exposed to this so young. And if you start watching that stuff at that age, by the time you get to 18, you have a completely warped idea of what human sexuality is, about what a healthy sexual relationship with another person looks like. You can develop addictions. It's just this idea that exposing tiny kids to all kinds of sexual stuff is good for them. Like, the data doesn't bear that out at all.
Yeah.
Like, we know that that's not good for them.